welcome to the BL Week in Review. I am your guide, host, person, BL Songbird. And before we get too far into things, as usual, I'm going to ask that you like this video. And if you enjoy the content, uh, subscribe to the channel. Maybe even turn on the notification button to let you know when we have our lives. However, it's pretty much a weekly occurrence. And it looks like people are showing up on time, even with the time change, which is awesome. That was a worry of mine. Yeah. Yay, daylight savings time. It's actually now already dark outside. Good times. Oh, man. All right. Anyways. Oh, thanks, Dossel. I appreciate it. Valerie, good to see you. How is life, everyone? Have you had a good week? My week is going fantastically well. I am now on chapter 25 of my novel, which is only going to be somewhere between 32 and 34 chapters long. So we're getting there. I'm pretty excited about that. My goal is to have that done by the end of the year. So yeah, that's exciting. And then the WeTV lineup happened last night, and that's exciting. For those who follow those kinds of things, I feel like we all follow those things, right? Like the lineups are it at the end of the day. You almost didn't make it. You're running a here we I'm glad you did make it. Chas, thank you. Good to see you. Yay, thank you, Valerie. Yes. Hopefully everybody will see it and want to read it. It is gay paranormal romance, with kind of a lot of boys love themes since that's my favorite genre. Although it's it's the huge debate whether it can be called boys love here in the Western Hemisphere or not. I'll leave that up to you all to decide at the end of the day. Anyways, a brief overview. We will have a spoiler section at the end. We're still going to be talking about Khemjira. I feel like I kind of ended our live mid conversation last week, so we'll get into that. And we're also going to talk about the WeTV lineup. We'll talk about the things that we usually talk about, the things that are coming, the things that are leaving or have left, and the things that started this week. That's pretty much the plan for today. Don't forget, if you're new to all of this, there's a lovely community in the live chat. You're welcome to join. So, I'm going to start briefly before I get to the lineup about. I just want to make a little statement about Haute Passacorn and what he said. Because that got blown up, like significantly blown up. And everybody I feel like is making some kind of statement about it, so I thought I would join in with my 2 cents. I think just like some people on TikTok who got down to the nitty-gritty translations of it all, from what I saw, the man is just crass and blunt and kind of rude to women, so a bit sexist, if you will. um But as far as some of the other allegations, I don't think he is any of those things, because as far as I can tell from the translation, he was specifically talking about the series he will be in, which is Omegaverse. And I didn't quite realize, I should have, because things don't spread far and wide like I think they do. Not everybody knew he was in an Omegaverse next. So that was like a big old thing, and everybody was calling him all kinds of things. They came out of the woodworks to bash him, and yeah, he was a jerk. He really was, especially to us who watch his shows. So he kind of, what do you call that? Bite the hand that fed you. He kind of bit the hand that was feeding him. But other than that, yeah. I can see if you don't like him anymore, though, because he really was rude to women in general. All right, so there's my little statement about that. If you want specific, like full translations, I did find them. You can DM me. I'll send them to you. It's fine with me. All right, on to the lineup. I counted. WeTV is going to be either use like hosting or producing 11 BL series for 2026. So I feel like that's a strong step forward for them. Almost enough that, and like they've, I think I've read on X that they promised like 6 to 8 Girls Love as well. So I feel like they are trying to be competitive with like IGE, for example. And they're getting closer. So some of them we knew about. For example, like maybe not everyone knew about. So I'm going to run through them, but some of them have been previously announced. We'll put it that way. For example, Forever You, the 3 new stories for that project: Beside the Sky, The Sun from Another Star, and Lately It's Winter Season. We all knew that those were coming, and they were just, I guess, reiterating that they were coming. I think they're already shooting the first series right now. Um, but that's a collaboration between WeTV and Wabi Sabi, and it looks like it's going to, all 3 of them are maybe coming within the year. That would be pretty cool. Another one that we knew was coming is Love of Siloam. That was announced previously. That's a collaboration between WeTV and YYDS, and it is. I love Up and Poom. They acted in my stand-in last, and so Katie, like you said, I loved my stand-in, so I'm looking forward to seeing more Up and Poom. Yes, absolutely. So that one I'm super excited about. I think the theme is a relationship between a cop and a like go-go dancer, something along those lines. I was almost curious enough to read the book. There is an English translation of the book available on Meb, which is MEB. It's just how it sounds. Another one that we knew was coming is Police in Love. That's the Yin and War original series from their, I think Argentine. Honestly, I don't know how to pronounce their company, but Police in Love is on the docket for WeTV next year, and we're all confused because Yin and War are also supposed to be on at the ICE uh, lineup, which is on Friday, and like, okay, maybe they're putting the same series on 2 platforms. I could see it. I could see that series going on both. So maybe that's why they're going to be appearing at both. Some people are hoping for 2 series. I don't think that's likely, but you never know, I guess. Another one we knew was coming is Magic Lover. We now know what platform it's going to be on. That's the Wizards of Waverly Place look-alike from Mandy, and honestly, that's where we'll see all of our Khemjira boys next. Probably is in that one, so that'll be fun. My Romance Scammer is going to be on WeTV. That's the GMM TV one with Ohm and Poon and Junior and Mark. That's the wedding gone wrong series. That one is also already filming. Let's see. And then we had some ones that I was unaware of. So Max E and Bass have a new series titled Be My Player 2. It is apparently a prequel to A Boss and a Babe. So if you liked that series, it's a GMM TV series actually from Force and Book from a couple of years ago. If you liked that one, you'll probably enjoy this one because it's in the same vein by the same author. This is as far as I'm aware, anyways, and it's going to be kind of surrounding the world of esports. So if you're a fan of esports, that one will be for you. Another new one that we didn't see coming was a show titled Never Forget Your Enemy. It's and again in collaboration with YYDS, but it's a Korean BL, guys. So that is correct. WeTV Thailand is producing a KBL. That in itself is kind of interesting. Do I know if they've started filming Magic Lover? I personally don't know. I don't think so though. I feel like uh oh my gosh, Kang and Namping and the whole cast of Khemjira have some sort of tour coming up. And so with that, I think the filming for that probably will come after. At least that's the rumor I've heard. Anyways, Katie, right? Yin and War are getting around for sure. Just the poster looked good. Up and Poom series. Absolutely. And now we got a little like behind the scenes first look thing this time. And that was super fun to watch. There, honestly, that was one disappointment, Yurit said. There were only four. Um, and only two BLs that actually had a real preview. Um, which two were they? The Be My Player 2 had a preview, and one that we haven't talked about yet had a preview. Where is it? Yesterday. Yesterday, the new series from Fort and Pete, they had a preview. Those are the only two. Love Asylum, theirs wasn't exactly a preview, it was more like a behind the scenes. And then a series titled Akina um, had like a concept video, which I didn't get anything from that other than lots of red colors and a gun. That's all that came to me from that preview. So, but Akina is the going to be the series with Boom in it. That's correct. The Boom from Smart Boom, that big old controversy this last year. And Akina is I saw that it's related to top form in some fashion. I I haven't seen that firsthand. It wasn't like I was reading a direct translation. So I'm not positive that if that's true or not, but it might be related to top form, which, I'm like, they shouldn't have done more top form. They should have just like moved on to something else for him because that's just going to irk people. I have a feeling. The preview trailer for yesterday really caught my interest. Chas, actually, it looks toxic. It looks dark. It looks Lacorn. 100%. And very different, maybe, from anything that Fort and Pete have ever done before. So, that'll be interesting. I agree with you, Yuritsa. That yesterday looks it's something. That one's in the middle of filming, everybody, so we might get that one sooner than later. Yesterday is going to be seriously twisted. I saw like a little chain coming off of somebody's ankle. Oh my goodness. I'm like, what are they doing? I don't even know. But one thing they're definitely doing is testing their acting chops at the end of the day. So, and it's Fort and Pete, and they're doing something that's not from their regular company. So it might be worth checking out just for that. What am I missing? We did Akina. We did Never Forget Your Enemy. I think I caught them all, guys. So yeah, 11 series announced, 4 with video. The rest, I think they just chatted about them on stage. Um, Quite a few are already filming. Even My Romance Scammer is filming. I I don't know. I was hoping for more previews. That's just me though. I'm that person who was like, yes, all the previews, and then oh no, no previews, no pilots. Sad. Anyway. The chain on his ankle, right? Okay. Everybody else noticed that as well. All right, so there it is. The WeTV lineup. I did not pay attention to the girls' love, but I did see some posters floating by, so there's quite a few of those. Also, I caught like 30 minutes of the red carpet last night, and they had a lot of girl pairs going through. So, pretty fun stuff, everyone. FYI, I will be watching Akina, even if it is a top form universe thing, because I want to support Boom, and I think it's really awful what happened to them last year. So I'm going to watch it anyway, even if that was rather upsetting. My 2 cents. Anyway, okay, onwards. And what? Oh, did I said that I was most excited about Love and Siloam, right? I think so. But just in case I didn't, I am excited for Love and Siloam the most. I have loved Up since Lovely Writer. If you haven't seen Lovely Writer, there's a recommendation for you. And Poom, I saw clips of Poom playing with Cinto Pratia in, oh gosh, what was that show called? What's really funny is the cover is even coming into my head, but the title is eluding me. Well, anyway, they played together in a series, and I really enjoyed watching them act together, and that's kind of how I was introduced to him, which is interesting because I know he's been in a lot of things, but that's the main thing I remember. So yeah, that is going to be the one that I'm really into probably. Okay, what's out this week, guys? What started? Um, is it worth watching? What did you like? Here we go. Let's get into it. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments. So, on Thursdays, we now have a series titled Therapy Game airing. The one from Japan that's super toxic. What did you think? Oh, it's on Gaga. Let me know what you think. I did not watch it. I am okay with that too. It's odd. Okay, this is an aside again. I'm all about asides tonight. I don't know what to say. But I've tried to narrow my list down to 2 series per night, which was really hard to do. And that one didn't make the cut for Thursdays. The premise is good, but I fear the implementation later will be bland. Okay, and then Eureka liked it the first episode. See what happens. Some countering opinions there a little bit almost between Osel and Eureka. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay. The next one is For Destiny Project Blood Fighters. The journey one was super cute at the end. Oh, that's actually kind of funny considering the title of that series. It's really kind of a contradictory statement there, Eureka, that you made, and I am amused. Thank you for making me laugh this evening. Okay, so For Destiny Project Blood Fighters, that is, I think, the finalist installment of the little series that they're doing. It's the one where it's cut on YouTube, uncut on View. Again, I didn't watch it. 2 series on Thursday. I wonder if you guys can guess what they are. See what you guys say. Okay, so Blood Fighters. I like the main actor. It's only 2 episodes. I might watch it later. I'm going to keep watching. Interesting to see where it goes. Okay, so we say thank you. So everybody who watched Therapy Game says so far that it's worth checking out. Awesome. Did anybody watch Blood Fighters? I saw a couple of comments about it on X saying that the episode 1 setup was better than some of the others. That's all I've got for you. Okay, on Friday, Goddess Bless You from Death began. That one is the one from Thailand that's on iQIYI with our Pavel and Poom. Pavel and Poom? I'm almost positive. It wouldn't have rolled off the tongue quite so easily if it wasn't correct. Pavel and Poom Boys. I did watch that one, just not on Friday. I already had two shows for Friday, so it ended up on Saturday. It is it had horror elements. It had some suspenseful elements. It was very supernatural, paranormal, and actually, I thought it was super fun. The setup was interesting, and the fact that Poom's character has two different colored eyes really grabbed my attention. That stood out a lot, and actually, his acting was interesting too. That part was also really fun. So, if you're okay with kind of a crime thriller more than anything else, or like a crime drama. I don't even know if I would call it thriller. Let's call it a crime drama. If you like crime dramas with like a whodunit kind of thing, then you might like that series actually. It was fun. Okay, let's see what people have to say. Goddess, I am interested in seeing how the story evolves, so I will watch at least one more episode. What I liked was that it really emphasized the horror genre. He thought it emphasized the horror genre, and here I am saying crime drama with a small emphasis on horror. Who, Pavel? Good to see them in a different theme. I started it super creepy, but they didn't irk me with these new characters. I'm in. Okay. All right. I'll add the horror back in. Everybody in the comments is saying it's horror, guys. It could be that I didn't think it was that scary because I wasn't alone. It's possible. It's possible there were more horror elements than I was aware of. We will leave the horror in. So horror slash crime. Yeah? Does that cover it okay? Okay. Um anyway, it is really fun, and the whodunit kinds of stories are more fun watching week to week in my humble opinion because you all get to guess who done it and talk with each other about it. And that's part of the fun of that story and part of the fun of the community that's built around the genre. So, that one would be worth watching week to week if you're able to stomach it. Just for that. People are melting down. They aren't going to give Pavel poo this time either. That is still poo Pavel, which I don't understand why people care. Seriously, they're melting. Oh my. People are driving me crazy. Yeah, it doesn't matter. What is wrong with people? That is the dumbest. It's going to take some work, guys. It's going to take all of us speaking up and being positive about it for some time for the tide to shift from that old way of thinking. I have a feeling. I feel like that's a toxic element of all of this that is like a remnant from another time. It doesn't belong in the here and now. Just like Oates' statements didn't belong in the here and now. It's like, what era is he living in? Anyway, absolutely. Wow. This story has more interesting characters and is better executed, I think, than Pit Babe. If you guys disagree, you can like shoot me down in the comments. But in my humble opinion, which I know everyone has their own, this is a better executed story. Um, and is showing their acting chops off more than Pit Babe did. 1 second, guys. My battery is draining for whatever reason. Something is not plugged in properly. Oh, that didn't work. Oh. Ta-da! Okay. So far it seems better than Pit Babe. Yes, it does. I blocked him everywhere. Out. That's fair. That's fair. He was pretty awful to women. For sure. Now, we've all figured out that he's not homophobic, but he is awful to women. So There is that. Okay. On Saturday, we've got Tide of Love, which is from Korea. That's one of those short ones from Seek Media YouTube channel. I don't know if anybody managed to check it out. But again, I already have two Saturday series. That can't be one of them. So if you have seen it, let us know. What did you think of episode 1? Is it worth continuing? All right. That's it for new releases that started this week between last Tuesday and today. Onwards to the coming soon category. On Thursday, a series called Peach Trap, that I believe is the US title when you look it up on X. There is a much longer title out there as well in Korean. It is a Korean BL. It is on Gaga in select countries. It is on Heavenly. I'm hoping that it magically appears on IGE between now and Thursday, like the last series did that wasn't there yet. You know what? Also, you are correct. Tide of Love is postponed until November 15th. That is true. We will revisit that. I forgot about that. That is an accurate statement. Okay. Okay, so hopefully this Peach Trap series ends up on IGE magically between now and Thursday. It's kind of an entertaining premise about a young man who's on a journey towards love and finds 3 instead of 1. And I don't know where it's going to go from there. That's just a summary of a summary. So we will find out if I get to watch it, which I might not because it's on Thursdays. But story of Bi Hyung, I believe, is ending this week. So there will be a Thursday opening just in time. Okay, Friday, November 7th, Interminable Thailand begins. Who here is like dumbly excited for that one? Who's a Billy Babe fan? Any Billy Babe fans out there? Anyway, okay, IGE, that's where you'll find it. Paranormal period BL with love across multiple lifetimes. If that is something that might strike your fancy, that show is for you. So Interminable Thailand begins, and Valerie is dumbly excited. We have a Billy Babe fan. If you don't follow those two, they have a really fun YouTube vlog series that is worth checking out. Everybody likes them quite a bit after having watched that vlog series that they have. What is it called? Somebody who is a Billy Babe fan, maybe you can shout out the title of that vlog in the Mumu Tofu. Thank you, Valerie. Yes, Mumu Tofu. If you haven't seen Mumu Tofu, it's actually really fun and worth checking out. Think what you will of it after having seen it, but it's made a lot of people believers in that particular duo, partnership, whatever they happen to be. I think they've pretty much come out and said what they are at this point in time. But I'm not going to quote myself on that because I'm not positive. Okay. So, also on Friday, I already mentioned it once, but once again, IGE's lineup is on Friday. So, yeah, we'll be watching that, right? I wonder if they're competing against each other. I wonder which one is going to have more BLs on their roster for 2026. We will find out. And then let me know if there are any that I missed. I have been novel centric a little bit. I've been focusing slightly less on finding all of the series. So if you happen to know one that I didn't mention, let me know. All right. So let's see. What are people saying? Everybody's saying that they are looking forward to Interminable and like Billy Babe. There you go. Oh yes, and Mumu Tofu has 3 seasons. Lots of video content to watch. Them just being themselves and doing things together. Pretty entertaining. Okay, I know this is the list that a lot of you are waiting for. Everybody loves this list. Let me tell you, it's really short today. The only show that's ready to binge, as far as I'm aware, is A Man Who Defies the World of BL 2024. It was from Japan. It's on Gaga. It has 6 episodes. I am saying more and more. I feel like I'm saying this a lot more lately. It's also not one I watched. Normally, I will watch the Japanese ones, but I didn't make it through season 2 of A Man Who Defies the World of BL, even though I loved season 1. So I haven't watched the third season. It is available. All three are available to binge on Gaga, though. So if you want, okay, if you're into a parody of BL, which it more or less is, then you'll enjoy that one. And that's it. That's all I know of. So, I shall binge it because I'm so behind on everything. It's a silly series. Absolutely, it's a silly series. 1000%. And man, it was not your style. Okay, also that's fair. It's not everyone's style. It is just silliness for silliness sake. 100%. Okay, this is the spoiler section. We have some time today. I have all of the questions about Khemjira. KBL bound contract also ended. Compared to other recent KBL series, it was not as good. I think the problem was the weak script. Okay, so bound contract must have ended today then. I did not check that. I think it airs today. Under the Moonlight, excellent for a student project, but it lacks the creativity often associated with smaller productions. Fair. Under the Moonlight was the one that aired through last Wednesday, guys. That was the one that was 5 days in a row. Season 4 of A Man Who Defies starts next week. Another season. If you really love that kind of show, you are in luck for sure. That's awesome. DeLorean, is it also on Gaga? Let me know. I have to put that in my calendar. Okay. So, Khemjira, I wanted to ask everybody what your favorite OST was because I thought that was a cool thing that they're doing more and more often in shows, and that is an original soundtrack. So did anybody have a favorite of that soundtrack? I think for me, I was just amazed at Mantra. All right, thanks, DeLorean. It's on Gaga. I started rewatching Khemjira with a Twitch group on the weekends. That's pretty cool. It's the final season. Good to know, DeLorean. So that is all about A Man Who Defies the World of BL. Season 4 is the final season. King's OST, precisely. That's the Mantra one. Mantra is beautiful, but honestly, guys, did you know that? No, gosh, Grandma C, that song she sang in the show, that's on the OST list. You can find that song sung by her on Spotify because that one I think really tugged at my heartstrings quite extensively. And then also the opening credits, the kind of uh, traditional sounding music is also on Spotify and really cool sounding and original to that show. Anyway, I think they did an excellent job with the soundtrack, so I'm highlighting it. Did you guys have a favorite song? Okay, let me know. Next, I thought we would, let's see. Okay, awesome. No spoilers. All the OSTs are exceptional. The Grandma's makes me cry. It makes me cry too. She did such a fabulous job with that song too. It was, yeah, the way they wove that particular song into the storyline was really beautiful. I loved all 4 songs by the 4 lead actors. Okay, I have a confession. I only listened to Kings. I have not listened to the rest. I've listened to the main soundtrack, Grandma C's, and Kings so far. I should probably sit down and listen to the whole thing because I do love all of the music. As far as original soundtrack, I call it that, but you'll find a playlist on Spotify, but I don't think they released it as like a full album. If somebody knows, you guys can correct me. I think it's like individual singles that you have to like string together into a playlist. Okay, so I wanted to talk for a minute about the intimate scenes in this because I saw some controversy about it floating around on social media that I was really surprised to see. And one okay, so I'm just gonna out with it. It saddened me that everybody cheered the most, and everybody said that they liked that those scenes the most from the series. I don't know. I hear that Kang's and Namping's reaction to that was really heartbreaking, and then also I feel like everybody was upset by their first kiss, which is the was the most surprising thing that I had heard. Because who knows how to kiss when they kiss for the first time? And if you see a kiss like that, that's just looks like they're experts the first time out. Super unrealistic. So I'm personally glad they took a realistic direction deliberately about that. And I'm very saddened to hear that BL fans out there were upset about all of that. My humble opinion, they did a fabulous job with the intimacy in that series. Absolutely. And the way it was sprinkled in made sense rather than just being there to be there, if that makes sense to you guys. I think it will because we've talked about similar things before. I have a Spotify playlist called Thai BL OST Faves, my handle. Oh, that's really lovely. Thank you, Chas. You know what? Oddly enough, I might have that playlist already. People people didn't like their first kiss. No. They thought it something about it being a fish kiss or too awkward or something along those lines. And then like when it came it was so bad that they had to make Kang and Namping felt the need to make a statement that was deliberately that way, that the director and them talked, and the fact that they were both inexperienced, it made sense for it to be that way. And like I just couldn't believe that they had to come out and say something like that. Those are people that don't care about the actual story. There is that too, absolutely, 100%. The story was fantastic. My favorite bits weren't related to that at all. My favorite bits were like completely unrelated. I the it's the when Jet and Charn fell in the river. That scene is sticks out to me. It's like the first thing that pops into my head every time. I felt the intimacy for both couples of Khemjira were outstanding. Of course, that first kiss was deliberately awkward. It's so obvious. Yeah, right? People are, I don't understand what is wrong with. No, actually, I really don't. Because you would think, with some of the people that probably had those kinds of comments, that they would be closer to having had that experience themselves already. Anyway, okay, all right. My 2 cents about that. I have a lot of opinions tonight, guys. All right. An awkward kiss as a first kiss makes total sense. I think so. Absolutely. People are idiots. My favorite was Kem getting caught performing the love spell. Oh, you know what? Actually, that was pretty great. You're right. That was fun too. He was so horrified. It was, yeah. He was squirming, literally. It was fantastic. Okay. So, I've heard tell there's rumors floating around out there that they're thinking of doing a special episode for this series. What would you want it to be about? The truth of the matter for me is I can't imagine there being a special episode, unless they took that montage they did like for the final 45 minutes of the series and expanded it out into more of a full-fledged thing. But if they did that, could they even do it in a movie? I'm not sure because that just a montage took 45 minutes. So how they would do that in a movie, I'm not entirely positive. But any ideas, guys? What would you want from a special episode for Khemjira? Chem and Pim. Oh, just them moving forward. You would just want to watch them being dads and have like the main conflict some being some sort of dad related incident. Okay, I like it. That could be fun. Anything else, guys? Or it's hard because honestly, the show was perfect as it was, and them trying to put a special episode in, I don't know that it entirely makes sense. But I would love a bit more of the family life of Kem and Peem as dads and the wedding of the other pair. Okay, Jet Charn. Okay, okay, all right. I see it. I see the vision of having the focus being on Jet and Charn. That that I could see. Okay. All right. I thought this was a great question, guys. I don't know what you'll think. You might be like, Maida, what are you thinking? But here it goes. Do you think you'd survive a curse like the one that Kem had? I must know all of the details. I do agree, though, that a special episode is not at all necessary. Fair. Okay. I guess I do have to answer that question too. I can't just ask that of all of you. That would be mean. Okay. So do I think I could survive the curse like the one Kem had? Mm, 100% absolutely. I think so. I think so. Um, if I had helpers, if I were by myself facing all of that, probably I don't know if I would make it or not. But if I had helpers, I think I could make it. Not without help. We're in the same boat, Cerisi. I love it. I can't even imagine the terror he must have been living with. Fair. Chas doesn't think that he would survive the curse. Also fair. I feel like you have to have a particularly strong fortitude facing all of those multitudes of vengeful ghosts all the time that are after bits of your soul. I suppose at the end of the day, that's what was happening to him. Um, but I'm a curious being. I would want to know why this ghost was after me. I would want to figure it out. I want to know all the details. So my story would probably have looked very different. I would be the one in the newspaper archives looking up things and like doing like research in the physical world, not just the spiritual world. Real research in the physical world to figure out why on earth this ghost is possibly after me, based on any little bits of information that I could collect from actually anything. I'd probably use anything I could get my hands on as a clue. I don't know. I would if it had the help of Chem had. Sure, I wouldn't want other people putting themselves in danger for me. Interesting. See, I thought this would be an interesting conversation that people would have different feelings about it. Katie, I feel like Chem ended up in that space too. I would feel way too guilty imposing my bad luck on my friends, family, and lover. Mm, yeah, absolutely. That is fair. If it was like Chem, it would be pre-news. That is fair, but I wouldn't know that till I was like knee deep in it all, then I would despair because I hadn't been able to figure it out. How would you ever find anything? Oh, I don't know. I would probably ask every ghost that came my way questions and see if they answered me or not. Because why not? At the end of the day. because I am that person. I think I'd like to think that I'm that person, anyways. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I go scream and run and cower under a bed. But in my head, I am that person. So who knows? Okay. The final question of the evening. If you could use only one word to describe the show, what would it be? I didn't write a word down, guys. I'm really thinking with you. If you could use only one word to describe the show, what would it be? One word. Mm, mesmerizing. Magical. You guys are coming up with good words. Gosh darn it. Okay. I will also use a general epic. That is my word. Epic. Brilliant. Drama. Love it. Love it. Okay. Exceptional. Ah, what a fun evening, everybody. I think, do you guys have any last things you want to talk about this show? Are we feeling more I'm personally feeling more satisfied now, but I'll check in with everybody. Are you guys feeling more satisfied as well now that we've had a second chance to chat more about it? It was a good evening. I enjoy everybody's energy. You guys are all exceptionally fun to chat with, and I look forward to talking with everyone next week. You can so tell my age. I even added a period at the end of my word. That is that is fine. I'm not, I'm like almost 40, and I may have added a period at the end too if I'd written that out instead of saying it out loud. I truly enjoyed the chat. I'm catching more things the second go around. Excellent. Ah, all right, everyone. Next week, there's no major series ending to chat about, so we'll have the ITE lineup to unpack because maybe we'll get another original or two, and then we will see what there is to see. Maybe there'll be some fun announcements. We probably talk about episode 1 of Interminable because lots of Billy Babe fans in the audience, and why not? It could be fun to do a episode 1 unpacking. Actually, let's do that. We'll do an episode 1 unpacking of Interminable. So that'll be our spoilers section for next time. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.